April 23rd, 1976. 2:30 a.m., Beverly Hills. John Wayne walks slowly down Maple Drive, unable to sleep. The cancer treatments make rest impossible some nights. As he rounds the corner onto Bedford Street, he hears something that stops him cold, a baby crying. Not the ordinary fussing of a restless child, but the desperate wailing of an infant in distress. Wayne follows the sound down the dark street. What he discovers in the shadows will change two lives forever and create a bond that lasts until his final breath. Here is the story. Beverly Hills looks different at 2:30 in the morning. The manicured lawns and luxury cars sit in darkness. Street lamps cast long shadows between mansions worth millions. It's a neighborhood where nothing bad is supposed to happen, where trouble stays on the other side of town. But trouble has found its way to Bedford Street tonight. Wayne follows the baby's cries to a narrow alley between two houses. In the dim light from a street lamp, he sees something that makes his blood run cold. A young woman, maybe 19 years old, sits on a piece of wet cardboard against a brick wall. She's clutching a baby to her chest, trying to keep the infant warm with a thin blanket that's soaked through from the evening rain. The girl's face is bruised. Her left eye is swollen shut. Her clothes are torn and dirty. Standing over them is a large man, maybe 45, wearing a dirty t-shirt and work boots. He's shouting at the girl, "I told you to get out of here. This is my street. I don't want to see you or that screaming brat anywhere near my building." The girl looks up at him with terror in her one good eye. "Please, sir. She's sick. She needs to stay warm. We'll leave in the morning, I promise." The man reaches down and grabs her arm, yanking her to her feet. The baby screams louder. "You'll leave right now, or I'll call the cops and have you arrested for trespassing." He shoves the girl hard. She stumbles backward, clutching the baby desperately, trying not to fall. Wayne has seen enough. "Hey!" His voice cuts through the night like a gunshot. "Get your hands off that woman!" The man spins around, startled. When he sees Wayne walking toward them out of the shadows, his jaw drops. Everyone in America recognizes that silhouette, that distinctive walk, that voice. "John Wayne?" the man stammers. "That's right. And you're going to step away from that lady and her baby right now." The man's demeanor changes instantly. The aggression melts away, replaced by nervous excitement. "Mr. Wayne, I can't believe it. I'm a huge fan. I've seen every one of your movies." Wayne doesn't smile. His face is stone cold as he steps between the man and the young woman. "If you're a fan, then you know I don't tolerate men who hurt women and children. Walk away. Now." "Mr. Wayne, you don't understand. This girl is a vagrant. She's been camping out here for 3 days. She's bringing down the neighborhood. I was just trying to—" Wayne takes one step closer. At 69, he's still an imposing figure. 6'4", broad shoulders, hands that look like they could crush bone. "Son, I'm going to give you exactly 10 seconds to disappear. If you're still here when I count to 10, you're going to find out what it feels like to get knocked down by someone who doesn't stay down." The man looks into Wayne's eyes and sees something that makes his blood freeze. This isn't John Wayne, the movie star. This is the real man underneath, and he's not bluffing. The man backs away, holding up his hands. Okay, I'm leaving. But this isn't over. She can't stay here." "Yes, she can," Wayne says quietly, "because I'm going to make sure she's taken care of." The man hurries away, disappearing into the darkness. Wayne turns to the young woman. She's pressed herself against the brick wall, still clutching her baby, staring at him with a mixture of awe and fear. Before we continue, let me ask you something. Have you ever witnessed someone being bullied and wished you had the courage to step in? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Ma'am, are you hurt? The girl nods, then shakes her head, then nods again. She can't seem to process what just happened. What's your name? Wayne asks gently, crouching down to her level. Susan, she whispers. Susan Miller. And this little one? Susan looks down at the baby in her arms. Emma. She's 6 months old. Wayne can see the baby is burning with fever. Her tiny face is flushed. Her breathing is labored. Susan, this baby needs medical attention. How long has she been sick? 3 days, since we've been on the street. Wayne's jaw tightens. What happened to your face, Susan? Susan's good eye fills with tears. My husband, ex-husband, he hit me. Then he threw us out. Said he didn't want a kid, didn't want the responsibility. Told me if I ever came back, he'd kill me. Wayne looks at this 19-year-old girl, barely more than a child herself, sitting in an alley with a sick baby and nowhere to go. Something breaks open inside his chest. Susan, I want you to listen to me very carefully. You and Emma are going to come home with me tonight. Susan's eyes widen. I can't. I don't have any money. I can't pay you. Did I ask for money? No, sir. Then it's settled. Wayne stands up, extends his hand. Can you walk? Susan struggles to her feet, still holding Emma. Wayne notices she's limping. He gently takes the baby from her arms. What are you doing? Susan asks, panicked. I'm helping you carry her. That's what people do for each other. Wayne cradles Emma against his chest. The baby stops crying almost immediately. Something about his presence, his calm strength, soothes her. She likes you, Susan says, amazed. I've had 7 kids of my own. You learn a few tricks. They walk slowly toward Wayne's house. Susan limping, Wayne carrying Emma, both of them moving through the pre-dawn, darkness toward safety. Wayne's house sits on 5 acres in the hills above Beverly Hills. As they approach the front door, Susan stops walking. Mr. Wayne, I can't. This is too much. I don't belong in a place like this. Wayne turns to face her. Susan, do you know what I was doing before I became an actor? No, sir. I was a laborer, worked construction, moved furniture, did whatever I could to feed my family. I grew up poor in Iowa. My daddy died when I was young, and my mother struggled to keep us fed. He looks down at Emma, still sleeping peacefully in his arms. Success doesn't change where you come from. It just gives you the opportunity to help other people who are going through what you went through. You and Emma need help. I can provide it. That's not charity, Susan. That's what neighbors do for each other. Wayne opens the front door and they go inside. The house is warm, comfortable, but not ostentatious. Family photos on the walls, well-worn furniture that's built for comfort rather than show. Wayne hands Emma back to Susan. There's a guest room upstairs with its own bathroom. Get yourself cleaned up. I'm going to call my doctor. Mr. Wayne, it's 3 a.m. Dr. Morrison is an old friend. He won't mind. 30 minutes later, Dr. Robert Morrison arrives at Wayne's house. He's been Wayne's personal physician for 20 years, has seen him through cancer scares, broken bones from stunts, and everything else that comes with being John Wayne. But he's never been called to examine a homeless baby at 3 a.m. Dr. Morrison checks Emma thoroughly while Susan hovers nearby, terrified of what he might find. She has pneumonia, Dr. Morrison tells them. It's serious, but it's treatable. If you'd waited another day or two. He doesn't finish the sentence. Susan starts crying. I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. Wayne puts his hand on her shoulder. You got her help. That's what matters. Dr. Morrison prescribes antibiotics, gives Susan detailed instructions for care, and promises to check on Emma every day until she recovers. After the doctor leaves, Wayne shows Susan to the guest room. It's bigger than the entire apartment she shared with her ex-husband. Mr. Wayne, I don't know how to thank you. You don't need to thank me, Susan. Just focus on getting Emma healthy and getting yourself back on your feet. How long? How long can we stay? Wayne looks at this scared young mother holding her sick baby, and he makes a decision that will change both their lives. As long as you need to. Susan and Emma stay at Wayne's house for 6 weeks while the baby recovers. Wayne's housekeeper, Maria, helps Susan learn to care for Emma properly. Wayne himself often sits with the baby in the evenings, holding her while Susan rests. During the days, Wayne and Susan talk. He learns about her childhood in Ohio, how she met her husband when she was 17, how he seemed charming at first but became violent after Emma was born. Susan learns about Wayne's life, his struggles as a young actor, his own failures and disappointments, his belief that people are basically good and deserve second chances. "What do you want to do with your life, Susan?" Wayne asks one evening as they watch Emma play on a blanket in the living room. "I always wanted to be a nurse," Susan says, "but I got married so young, and then Emma came and... What's stopping you now?" Susan looks at him like he's suggested she fly to the moon. "Mr. Wayne, I don't have money for school. I don't have anywhere for Emma to stay while I study. I don't have anything." Wayne leans forward in his chair. "Susan, I'm going to make you an offer. You can say no if you want to, but I want you to think about it carefully." Susan nods. "I'll pay for nursing school, all of it. Tuition, books, everything. Maria will watch Emma during the day while you're in class. You'll live here until you graduate and find a job. No strings attached, no debt to repay." Susan stares at him. "Why? Why would you do that for me?" Wayne's voice gets quiet. "Because Emma deserves a mother who can provide for her. Because you deserve a chance to build the life you want. And because helping people is what we're supposed to do for each other." Susan enters nursing school at UCLA in September 1976. For 2 years, she studies during the day while Maria cares for Emma. In the evenings, she comes home to Wayne's house, where the three of them have dinner together like a family. Wayne delights in watching Emma grow. He teaches her to walk in his living room, reads her stories, plays with her in the backyard. Susan watches this tough movie star become a gentle grandfather figure to her daughter. In 1978, Susan graduates from nursing school with honors. She gets a job at Cedars-Sinai Hospital in the oncology ward. Wayne helps her find an apartment nearby, co-signs the lease, makes sure she has everything she needs to start her new life. "I'll never be able to repay you," Susan tells him on the day she moves out. "You already have," Wayne replies. "Watching you succeed, watching Emma grow up happy and healthy, that's payment enough for 10 lifetimes." They stay close. Susan brings Emma to visit Wayne regularly. Emma calls him Papa Duke and draws him pictures that he hangs on his refrigerator. In late 1978, Wayne's cancer comes back, aggressively this time. He's in and out of the hospital for treatments, surgery, radiation. His condition deteriorates rapidly. Susan requests a transfer to Wayne's medical team. She becomes his primary nurse during his final months, caring for the man who saved her life with the skills he helped her develop. "Life's funny, isn't it?" Wayne tells her one evening in his hospital room. "I found you in an alley, and now you're taking care of me." Susan adjusts his IV, checks his medication chart. "You didn't find me, Mr. Wayne. You saved me. And Emma. You gave us a Life. Wayne's voice is weak but clear. Susan, I need you to promise me something. Anything. Promise me you'll remember that Emma has the best mother in the world. Promise me you'll never doubt that you're strong enough to handle whatever comes next. Susan's eyes fill with tears. I promise. John Wayne dies on June 11, 1979. Susan holds his hand as he takes his final breath. Emma, now 3 years old, doesn't understand why